Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web. And RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
And DFWCatholic.org, spreading the truth, one city at a time.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Michael Voris. Pope will not meet Prince Charles. The Pope's schedule during his visit to the UK in September will not allow him to meet with Prince Charles. It will be the Pope's first state visit to Britain. The two men will not get together, even though Prince Charles will be in Scotland when the Pontiff starts his three-day trip by calling on the Queen and Prince Philip at Holyrood House in Edinburgh. Charles had wanted to meet the Pope separately in Edinburgh on the same day, but at another venue. Catholics express outrage about rosary beads. Australian Catholics are outraged after discovering rosary beads are being flaunted as a fashion statement. This story from the Sydney Sunday Telegraph. Rosaries are routinely worn by celebrities like Madonna, David Beckham, and Britney Spears, and, as the newspaper points out, are as likely to be found in cheap jewelry stores as they are in a church. Catholic Women's League of Australia President Madge Fahey said it was inappropriate for teenagers to wear rosary beads as jewelry. Federal bill targets crisis pregnancy centers. Pro-life pregnancy centers, which concentrate their energies on helping women in crisis pregnancies by assisting with free resources and information aimed at helping them keep their babies, are coming under new attack from pro-abort forces and their congressional allies. U.S. Representative Carolyn Maloney, a Presbyterian Democrat from New York, and Senator Robert Menendez, a Catholic Democrat from New Jersey, are sponsoring a bill that would demand the Federal Trade Commission develop advertising rules restricting the ability of pro-life pregnancy centers to advertise to women with crisis pregnancies. Their bill, called Stop Deceptive Advertising in Women's Services Act, purports to stop any person from advertising with the intent to deceptively create the impression that such person is a provider of abortion services if such person does not provide abortion services. Stay with us, back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium. CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world. CatholicUnderground.com, the podcast about our Catholic faith and new media. And
TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Pastor booted for using Jesus' name. A North Carolina pastor got shown the door after finishing a prayer in the State House of Representatives using Jesus' name. Pastor Ron Beatty said, according to LifeSite News, quote, "I was made to feel like a second-class North Carolinian when I was told that my services would no longer be needed if I could not offer the opening prayer in the manner prescribed by the House of Representatives rather than in the manner my biblical faith requires. It appears that only those religious leaders willing to pray a government-prescribed prayer will be given the honor of participating in this legislative prayer exercise in the future," end quote. The pastor of Berrien Baptist Church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, had been invited to offer opening prayers in the North Carolina House of Representatives during the week of May 31st. And lastly, more bad news for Catholic professor. After being given the boot from the University of Illinois for presenting Catholic teaching in a course on Catholicism, Adjunct Professor Ken Howell of Champaign has also lost his job at an on-campus Catholic center. Howell, who taught Introduction to Catholicism and Modern Catholic Thought, says he was fired at the end of the spring semester after sending an email explaining some Catholic beliefs to his students preparing for an exam. The Newman Center, the Catholic Campus Ministry Association, then also turned around and fired him from his duties there. The center said since he is no longer a professor, he can't work there. I'm Michael Voris. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure and check out the Vortex today, where we talk about the challenges facing the American hierarchy as they try to undo 45 years of mistakes. That's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell your friends about us. And as always, God bless you.